Thank you, Mick, for joining me here. I want to get it started by asking you a little bit about the comic book convention that's coming up in Novi, Michigan this weekend, and how you got involved with it.
Oh, yeah, the Detroit, the MotorCity Con is one of the top comic book and memorabilia conventions in the country. I did it last year for the first time, and they're kind of interesting, these things, because they're not the standard 1 or 2 hour promotional appearances that you'd usually make for wrestling. People find that they have a chance to talk a lot more. You can get to know the celebrities, whether it's wrestlers, actors, or Playboy cover models. So if things do slow down for a couple of minutes, there's always something pleasant to look at.
Have you been doing these a lot as of late?
Not too often. I do, a couple a year. I may have done Motor City 4 or 5 years ago, and I don't do them too often because they are a big time commitment, but they are a lot of fun. And I've got an independent show about 4 hours north of the Motor City Con, and I figured as long as I was in the area, I might as well stop by, say hello to a few friends, and how can you beat making a few dollars, meetings with fans, and then having dinner with Sandra Taylor and Daisy Duke.
Oh, nice. So are you a big comic book fan?
I used to be a huge comic book fan, and as a matter of fact, my 8-year-old has really gotten into comics in the last year or so, so I've been able to break out all my 1970s comics. I was a huge Hulk fan and always kept up with the Hulk, so Mickey's excited, for example. I'm going to get Lou Ferrigno's autograph for him.
Oh,
he really
nice.
wanted to go on this show. Mickey did. He wanted to come to Detroit. I told him, that wasn't possible, but I would bring home an autograph.
So you're introducing your kid to the original comics.
Well, I don't know that much of what's out, but I do have a good friend in the comic book world named Jill Thompson, and she and her husband Brian Azzarello have introduced me to graphic novels. They always felt that some of my stories that I write might be better suited to graphic novels, and so I'm thinking in that direction. So I may have one of those things out myself in a year or so.
That would be interesting. I've just recently gotten involved with the graphic novels, started reading The Watchmen, some of the Batman ones. So yeah, that'd be definitely interested to see what Mick Foley could bring to the graphic novel world.
Yeah, my friend Jill did some illustrations for the Sandman, and so she sent me a Sandman compilation, and I called her back, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know, it was possible to tell that kind of story. And in some ways, it's a lot easier because the illustrations help tell the story. You don't have to say, hey, that was some show, said Joe with a chuckle as he turned to Todd. You can see Joe chuckling and turning to Todd. So for a lot of people, who aren't in the habit of reading novels, it's a great way to read stories.
I'm going to switch gears a little bit and start talking about some your professional wrestling career. You faced basically everybody possible, and you've wrestled all over the world. Why do you still do it? What brings you to the arena every day to go out and perform for the fans?
Well, I don't do it every day. I'm now with TNA, and we're on Fight Network Thursdays at 9, and I think that's part of the beauty of our organizations. You don't have to be on the road, 250 days a year, up to 300 with travel dates like I was with WWE. You have a chance to participate in a really cool TV show, and in my personal case, I'm honestly having more fun in wrestling than I have in 10 years. So I became the TNA champion last month after a 10-year absence from World Championships, and it is nice to know that I only have to gear up for a couple of big matches a month and not, 14 or 15 of them. It's
really been 10 years since your last world title?
The last time I had a world title, a singles title, I had my arm raised in the air by Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura, and a day later I lost the title. So
that's
I'm kind of
hurt.
enjoying it. I've got it with me, and today, believe it or not, I'm doing a play at a place called Abilities for kids with physical challenges, and I'm doing the play with Dorothy Hamill and Sarah Hughes and Oksana Bayul, who are Olympic gold medalists, and a couple of the 69 Mets. So I think it's pretty interesting. It's a fun, interesting life when you can do a play with the kids and the Olympic figure skaters one day, and then be at the Comic-Con the next with a few of your fellow wrestlers and some of the world's most beautiful women.
If you had one match that you could choose your opponent and what type of match it would be, who would you choose and what would it be?
I think just because because Hulk Hogan was such a big star when I was growing up, even though I badmouthed him a couple times over the years, that it would be good, from a career perspective to wrestle the Hulk one time.
What, you got any certain kind of match you'd want to wrestle him in?
No, I don't. I'm not promoting a match. I don't know if he even knows that, but from a career point of view, that'd be the one guy I'd like to be able to say I wrestled.
Now, you've obviously had some very serious injuries. You've put your life on the line, almost every time you go out there. Is there anything about your career that you would change?
You know what? Honestly, you kind of are what you have done. So in one sense, it's foolish to say I would change something around. But if I could, I probably wouldn't have taken so many chances in front of the much smaller crowds. But at the time, I didn't know there would be bigger crowds. And maybe the reason I got to wrestle in front of bigger crowds is because I did go all out when there weren't many people there. So, I wouldn't change much. So
you wouldn't tell The Rock beforehand to, lay off on the chair shots in that I Quit match?
Who knows? Who knows? I saw The Rock. He was hanging out with the president, and there's JoJo Starbuck waving to me. JoJo? JoJo was an Olympic figure skater. She's a really well-known ice dancer, married to Terry Bradshaw. So, and she choreographed the play we're doing. So she just waved to me, and it's time for me to go in because I'm a little late to learn my lines.
Oh, so I got to let you go then?
Is that okay?
You gave me some time. That's all I needed, man.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it, Mick.
Promoting the show.
All right, now I'll see you. I'll see you on Saturday. I'll be up at the comic book convention.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks. Take care, man.
Okay,
bye.
Bye.